Hey, screeners, how you doing? It's me, the one AJ, Anthony Jordan.
Back from the Isle of Malta, I return to the land of movies. Hello, AJ, it's me too, Daddy Goo, Double V, Nicolero. How you doing?
Not bad. Just realized, bro, your mic isn't on.
Oh, I'm well aware.
I'm hearing atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good a week as I have there, then. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, let me see if I can reduce this problem with some headphoneage. This comes off. This goes on. And let's see if we can reduce atmosphere. Bonjour.
No, very much the same. It's
awesome.
not bad. It's not bad. It's just
for people watching live, I apologize. For people on podcast, you won't hear it because I would have already done the audio treatment to it. So, voila. Yeah, basically, my Mac Pro decided that it wasn't going to turn on when I got back from Malta. £6,000 computer.
For those listening on pod, AJ's head has dropped. There's not been able to raise back up just yet because, oh my God, the pain I'm feeling for you right now, bro.
And your hair looks like a spider.
Yeah, doesn't it just? Literally on yesterday. Like, family of spiders.
Do you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's insured. It's more of a nuisance than anything. I've got it insured. We've ordered a power supply, which takes 2 weeks to arrive and doesn't guarantee it'll get fixed. No charge if it doesn't. So I'll get a new computer either way. It's just the short-term inconvenience and the initial my computer's not turning on. Fuck. That first shock you get, and then you breathe and you're like, we're okay here. We just have to wait 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've been there. This trusted baby of mine. For anyone ever wondering, it's a mid 2012. It's been my old trusty for the longest while. And just the other day, one of the other half friends was like, that's an old computer. I was like, whoa, no. Don't talk bad about it. But I've had it where one time I pressed the power button and nothing wanted to happen. So I know the pain, I can relate. And yeah. As long as things can still roll and flow, that's the main thing. So fingers crossed on the repair.
How bad is the echo? Because I think audio is more important on these shows than video. Worst case, I can swap to the FaceTime cam and I can put the microphone into the laptop. How bad is this echo?
It's not bad. You're clear. It's not an echo. It's just I can tell it's atmospheric as opposed to the crisp double V that we've had in previous shows. That's all. It's not bad. You are audible, like you could be heard. It's just like, dude, your mic's not on. You know?
It's like, yeah. Let me see if there's anything I can do in the settings here to fix this. How about this?
While you're doing that, I will check some comments.
How do I sound now?
RJ, I'm going to...
Hello? How do I sound now?
I think I preferred the other one. Sounds weird, but I do.
You prefer the other one, right?
As much as it sounds, they both have an atmospheric. This one sounds a bit weird.
And how about now?
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Okay. Gavin says, I don't hear much of an echo. AJ must have super ears. I wouldn't even say echo. It's just you can recognize the atmosphere. It kind of bounces. It's not like I'm hearing hello. Oh. It wasn't that. It was just, yeah, a bit different.
And yes, Billy Mount, we are on Twitch.
Yeah, hi. All right, so I'm not alone. Billy says hi, AJ and Nico, or Nico and AJ, to be fair, to the way it was written, followed by Nico while you echoing. So, Gavin, you've just got really good speakers, which has echo cancellation. So now I'm jealous, not you. Nico, the show is on Twitch now. It is indeed. Followed by goodbye, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Jen, how you doing, Jen?
Hello, Jen.
Nico, I should be sleeping, but I'm here for you. followed by 2 squares, which can't be seen. Was it just my generation thing, or does everyone remember when the world thought that 2012 was actually going to happen?
Oh no, we remember this. That could have made the list.
Yeah.
That could have made the list. Then I rewatched it and I remembered, oh, this isn't a good movie. I'm mixing it up with The Day After Tomorrow.
What year was that?
No, The Day After Tomorrow is a good film. The movie 2012, which is also a disaster movie, is not so good. Because I was thinking, I could put a disaster movie on. 2012. Nope. No.
But
yes, no.
When you said Day After Tomorrow, which is like one of my all-time faves, I was like, whoa, what year? What year is that in? I had a little mini panic there.
Billy Mount, to answer your question, I have not heard of Polite Society, but I've got a load of movies on my list at the moment. Also, a bone to pick with you, AJ. The whole internet has gone crazy for Air and saying it's the movie of the year. You did not give me that impression when you came out.
No. Air is a good movie. Air is a good movie. I don't think I said otherwise. I don't know if I feel like I would rush to the cinema.
Underplayed it.
Remember, I said I think it's Oscar worthy. I did say that when I came in onto the show. I was like, yeah, like it has that potential to be there. The cast deliver. If I told you it was more Spotlight than Big Short, on the day when we had both, it's not that it's a bad film. It just
okay.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? It's good. There's something
fair.
I can't put my finger on that was missing. It's a brilliant film. There's like nothing bad against it. Nothing.
Have you seen the big news that's come out of Warner Brothers?
Hit me. I think you may have shared it.
So Mr. David Zaslav, the man who I keep on praising, despite people going, Warner Brothers is broken, DC is broken. I'm like, he's just taken over and the proper shit hasn't started yet. Give it time. What have I been saying should be turned into a TV series for the longest time?
Yes, I did see that. Harry Potter is now a TV show. Kudos to you on that one, my bro.
Fucking hell, I was very happy. I saw that news in Malta. I was like, oh, this is good. It's very funny. Should we talk some movies?
Yeah. Yes. Let's do that. But before we do, would you like to tell everyone what the show's all about?
Yes, it's basically a top 10 show between two best friends from school. Here's how it works. We get assigned a topic, we go our separate ways, we come right back here into the recording and deliver to you, the silver screen dudes, our individual top 10s. This week, I will go first, delivering my bottom 3. AJ will then deliver his bottom 3. I will then deliver my next 2. AJ will deliver his next 2, and then we will trade one apiece. If at any time while we are running off our individual top 10 list, one person has a movie in a high position, that person will say,
punt.
And we will punt and talk about that movie when we get to the high position. Once we have both rounded off our individual top 10s, we will create the movie Mount Rushmore. These are the 4 quintessential diverse must-see movies of the genre, which this week is...
Top 10 movies set in a future that has now passed.
And Billy Mount, I have not seen the announcements at CinemaCon. I need to get clued up on that. I know it's on at the moment. I haven't caught up with the news over the last day or two. So no spoilers. I will be clued up on that. Good thing it's not a news show, is it, AJ?
Yeah. Spoiler. Do I do the usual spiel? Yeah, let me do the usual. How are we going to play this?
Well, the thing is, right, is that so there's a few things that have gone wrong with our little Rushmoring thing at the moment. So number one, and most importantly, I get the impression that Mr. JT over at We Love Movies is still in hospital. I spoke to him. He seems like he's on the road to recovery, which is great. So love and thoughts and prayers go out to JT and his family. And I also believe that since the musky one has taken over the Bluebird, one now has to be a verified person. In other words, pay for your blue tick, you tool, in order to do polls. However, Daddy Goo has a workaround. Spotify allows polls.
Oh, many places are like that. Insta allows polls. Like we have.
It's not an issue, but I want to see what the score is with JT first. Like, if he's still able to post polls, then of course we'll still go with JT. So watch this space. No polls for the time being, and we didn't do one on the last show either.
No. This is it. Wow. Okay.
We are back in control of the Rushmore.
Yeah. Ignore. Blah 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 blah. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Because hey, there's no point me spilling it if it ain't to be spilt right now. And thank you very much to the likes and comments that are coming in so far. So guys, stick around because is it today that we're making an announcement after the show?
Shall we?
I don't know. I feel like. But guys, this just shows you how much time we've had to communicate. Live shows, go figure.
we can announce it today. It's not going to come into effect for a few weeks still,
right? Okay.
Because nothing is set up yet. Like, we're not ready, but we can announce it. Okay. Or would you prefer to announce it as and when we're ready?
Should we do it post your holiday? Is that your working holiday? Does that make
holiday? Fuck you and fuck my wife. Everyone being like, "Oh, you went on holiday." It's like, what's a holiday?
No, I said post your holiday. I'm looking at the rotor and I know that in a few weeks you're off for 2 weeks. I don't know if that's a holiday. I don't know if it's work. I'm just saying.
It's in Sardinia.
Post that. Should we?
Yeah. What do you want to announce it post that or launch it post that?
Well, I mean, we could do it. We announce pre, execute post.
Yes, can.
That makes sense. Okay, right. Sure.
So how soon pre? Because today is technically pre.
The week of.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah. Okay.
The last week of the show before, then you take a break, and we say, okay.
That's a nice idea. No pressure on me to get everything arranged, but we'll make it work. Yeah. Of course, my fucking computer isn't here at the moment, so that makes things perfectly timed, but we'll manage. We will manage. Okay, cool. We have announcements coming soon. That's all I'll say for now. Stay tuned for the next couple of weeks, and I'll give you an exact date when we'll make an announcement. The exact announcement will happen on the show that takes place on the 16th of May.
There you go.
16th of May. Yeah, 16th of May. Big announcement coming.
Apologies for all the crypticness, but we've just not had the most time to plan. So, yeah, like we're in a planning process,
right.
But we don't plan announcements. It's just life. Is the best way to write it. But yes, we said we're going to talk movies.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, Gavin Mann says Palpatine says, "Do it, do it."
Yeah, because I've always listened to Palpatine. You got the wrong tone on the screen there, Gavin. So.
Right. Good. Right, my number 10. Top 10 movies set in a future that has now passed. My number 10 really nearly made the worst. This is by default, it makes top 10 because, okay, so a disclaimer. Without giving anything away from AJ's list, I'm giving everything away from my list right off the top. Over the course of the last 6 seasons, you guys have heard me bring up Terminator, Terminator 2, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Blade Runner ad fucking nauseum. No more. Okay? I'm kind of giving myself a hiatus delete. Okay? For the sake of keeping the show a little bit fresh, because I could just throw Blade Runner in here and it would win. So, no Blade Runner from me today. Which means that I already lost 4 very good movies. 3 if you only went with 1 Terminator movie.
Are they in the future?
T1, no. T2, yes.
Was it?
T2 was. Based on the year it was set according to its release date, yes.
But like a year or 2, which is fine.
Future is future.
Yeah. No, future is future. Just because my list is pretty weak this week. I'm talking weak. You've done your disclaimer. Mine is, I didn't realize how busy I was in life until I'd done this list. And I was like, I have a lot of, honestly, I was like, and what makes it worse, I pitched this one. Right? So I was like,
this is your baby, that's true.
I was like, yeah, let's do it. Then I saw a load of cool films. some of which you mentioned. I'm going to put it out there. 2001 was on the list to watch. Still didn't get around to it.
God,
yeah,
damn,
we've taken a like NASCAR turn on how busy I was, like out of nowhere. So this is like a dredging list right now for me. That's why I wish I knew T2. And furthermore, there is no worst for me. My number 10 is my worst. We're in that kind of
film. honey. That's okay.
It's going to be an exciting show, guys. If this is your first time viewing, it does get better than this, I promise you.
Yeah, we're not. This isn't the best self-endorsement, is it? Right, cool. My number 10, which nearly made my worst.
Hey, dude, there's no poll. Hey, dude, this I haven't watched. Hey, we actually know movies. Yeah, like, no.
AJ, we have an announcement. When should we do it? Here, now, then, where? No. Like, fucking, let's just get into it. My number 10, which nearly made my worst. This is such a pale imitation of its forebear. The sequel to the great Predator movie, Predator 2, which is a pile of shit. It is awful. What, did you hate it so much that you put the thank you for watching and you were ready to bust out? Like, we can stop the show now. Like, it is not good. It's all going up. It's all wrong. Everything's wrong tonight.
Shall we end transmission? Restart. Just pick another topic.
Fuck this. So this is awful. I think Mixed Memorabilia, who sadly isn't with us at the moment, is an unabashed. I may be wrong, but I believe Mixed Memorabilia is an unabashed defender of this film. Dude, it's such. Yes, it's still got the R rating, but it's like someone with lesser skill saw the first Predator movie and thought, I can do that. Now, for all intents and purposes, it very much is a carbon copy of the first one, all but set in
the concrete jungle. Yeah.
It follows a similar beat. The Predator picks off people. The Predator has infrared vision. The Predator has some new tricks. The Predator gets unmasked. The Predator has a human rival, and they fight at the end. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, when there's no fear, there's nothing ominous about it, because right off the bat, the movie decides we're going to start the movie with Predator heat ray vision. It's like, well, no, you must build up to that. You have to start with the macho handshake. You've been pushing papers. Come on. Like, no characters were set up. The characters were treated as an afterthought. The Predator, as a result, doesn't really lend itself to having any stakes because the characters are paper thin. Therefore, the Predator's actions killing off these characters is equally paper thin. Same way as the rising tide raises all ships, the receding tide sinks all ships.
So here's the thing. If I remember rightly, because I'm very scared. Like, this is a film I've seen like parts of. I've never seen the whole film. You know, you catch it here, you catch it there.
Yeah, you have. You've seen it then. it's a party.
I probably have. You know, I hate when it happens. I'm like, I've never seen it, and then I sit down to watch a film. And I'm like, And what also gets to me, and this is with respect to a guy I respect a lot as an actor. We've gone from Arnie, who's like, you're an ugly motherfucker, to Joe Schmo. Yeah. Glover, and this is like with the highest respect. And now, if I've got the ultimate villain in a Predator who can camouflage, do X, Y, Z, whether you're in the concrete jungle or not, you need a bad burn to take him out. Do you know what I mean? If Joe Schmo could take out this predatory alien, you're not Predator, you're just the alien. You can't even coin the word alien because they had a more intimidating alien. So I'm not saying it's not fun, but yeah, it's going to be diminished if you started in reverse.
Completely.
Again, maybe fantasy film writing here. Predator 2 should be Predator 1, and he gets away with it. Now, these army guys are looking for it. Now, in the jungle, it's even harder to find this camouflaging bastard that he is. But you've now got Arnie who can eliminate him, you know?
Well, you're booking better than McMahon does, so carry on.
But that's the way we're going. So Yeah, I've
Do you
seen
know
parts
what?
of it.
The only thing that gave me any type of enjoyment in this movie, and that's just because hindsight 2020 is a wonderful thing, is at the end when he ends up in the ship and all those predators surround him and like the back wall drops down and you see the various skulls of the predators trophies. There's a xenomorph skull there.
Nice.
And what do we know happens later? Alien versus Predator. I'm like, that's cool.
That's for
So you guys kind of knew this was coming. That's cool. I dig that. This movie still sucks. Predators, such a good film compared to this. I don't know how I was somehow under the false illusion that Predator 2 is probably the second best Predator. Oh God, no. Predators, the one set on the Predator's home planet, is really fucking good.
So am I right in saying it's Predator, Predators, then Prey, then the rest?
100%.
Okay.
Prey was surprisingly good.
You know, because I feel like I'm one of those people who will fill the dots in and like anticipate the great. So that's my problem. I know I've got a few dots to fill in on Predator. So yeah, a bit behind on that.
Just watch those three and you're good. Now, Gavin Mann perfectly has set up my number 9 here. I have included films where the synopsis says in the near future, but it is possible their time has passed. So with that leads straight into my number 9. My first time seeing this, weirdly, it's the first movie in a franchise of 4, and I've seen all the others. I just never saw this one. Set a few years from now, with the movie releasing in 1997. So I'm going to take a few being less than 10. So I think I get a pass on this. Mad Max.
Bro, do you know the funny thing about it? I have only seen Fury Road because of your it's Mario Kart the live action. So I'm very much behind, and I'm aware they're all connected, but I'm still very much behind in the world of Mad Max. So I would love to add, but yeah.
So do not expect Fury Road with this movie. Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
I get it.
This, if Fury Road is gone in 60 seconds or The Matrix Reloaded, this is more like Bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mel Gibson is just brilliant. There's no two ways about it. He's very young in this. Jesus Christ. The movie does have some dramatic punch. It has some emotional gravitas because you essentially find out how Mad Max becomes mad in this film. And it hit me. I was like, okay. Oof. Okay. Oof. It's a hurty one. It's a painful one. But it's so worlds apart from the other movies, like Mad Max 2, Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Fury Road are all so fucking evidently post-apocalyptic. This does not feel post-apocalyptic. This feels more like biker gang on Route 66.
Warriors on vehicles or something like that.
But for real, they're literally on normal bikes and normal cars. You know how in Fury Road they are literally built up to look like spike cars, and like it's very clearly like this is
different variations of the Batmobile, literally.
Yeah, like this isn't that. This is literally just like a Dominic Toretto car. It has an engine on the hood. Like, okay, there's nothing post-apocalyptic about this. His reasons for becoming mad did resonate with me, but the movie shows its age. And because I love Road Warrior and Fury Road so much, I had high hopes for this. This movie almost feels like it could be part of an entirely different franchise or just a standalone movie. Like how this links into Road Warrior is beyond me.
Again, because I've never seen Road Warrior. It's literally Fury Road for me. I think if I start there, diminish, like completely wipe Fury Road and start, I might be like, well, it's a natural progression. But if you've seen all the rest of them, like, oh, the OG, it's kind of hard. It's a lot harder, I believe.
Right. And it is harder. It's exactly that. Right. My number 8, a movie which I know you have got no time whatsoever for, but I've always been an unabashed defender of. I really like it. Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey in Reign of Fire.
Do you know? I think it's unfair to say no to other people. Do you know? I like that poster. It looks like it's part of our intro on it. It looks like it's
right. It's cool, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I dig it. I think the poster is nothing else.
I like dragons, bro.
Bro, I've got no beef with dragons. I have no beef with dragons. Rain of Fire. This is one of those mental blocks. This is when me and films started to have a bit of a disconnect before I reconnected with them, if it were. And when I think the apnea really got the best of me. So I'm watching films, falling asleep, waking up all over the place. 28 days later and Rain of Fire, I don't know how close they were to each other and being released, but I've always meshed them. So I've been confused because I'm watching one and I'm waiting for zombies and I'm like, where's the fucking zombies? Then I'm watching the other looking for a dragon. And I'm like, what is going on with these fucking films? So it's kind of like messed me up. And they're both set in London around that. So I'm just like, each time I've watched it, I watched both of them with the wrong expectation, I think.
I'm
Especially
confused.
The first one.
Because Rain of Fire, there's a dragon in literally the opening scene.
Bro, I don't no, but it was just the time. I don't know what it is. I thought this was one or the other. I hear 28 Days Later. Like for the longest time, before I rewatched 28 Days Later, I was always like, that's that dragon film. It was the post-apocalyptic London is all that was in my head. Like it's weird. It's weird. And yeah.
And Rain of Fire is that Sandra Bullock film. No.
The one where she's on a boat. Yeah. Me too. Rain of Fire. No, I don't know. I have no idea what happened and how it yeah, but fuck it. I need to give them a rewatch. That's the fairness behind it.
They're fun. They're not gonna. I mean, I was about to say it's not gonna set the world on fire. It kind of did, but yeah. Look, it's harmless, mindless. You know, mid-noughties, I believe. Dragon blockbuster goodness. You can't go wrong with Rain of Fire. It's really simple. It's they go into the underground. There happens to be a dragon there. We fast forward many years, and hey presto, the world's been taken over by dragons.
I mean, it's naturally the way it's going to evolve. You need something to have discovered it. It happens, unless they came from a different planet, and I think that would have thrown us all off. But yeah.
What was cool is that I really liked seeing how the humans were surviving in a world overrun by dragons, as opposed to Dungeons and Dragons, which is we can coexist and live in perfect harmony, and you, Mr. Dragon, will be my pet. It's like, no. These are bad motherfucking dragons. These are not pets.
When we're talking of this, is this an upcoming review from Nico? Like, did you see it?
No. This is throwing shade at the old Jeremy Irons movie. Get me my dragon. So bad.
Do you know when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons? I've only seen the cartoon as a kid, and I'm showing my age by saying
that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
That show. No, the cartoon was cool. I've never played the tabletop game ever.
No, never.
That one step of geek too far for me, I'm afraid.
You know what's really funny? Because I was talking to my friend when we went to see Avatar 2, and she was like, something like that. It was like, you're aware that I'm a geek, and the question was like, oh, so like Dungeons and Dragons. I was like, no, let's slow down. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Like, no. That's the part where you were like those nerds when you're watching Big Bang. I can't go that deep.
Yeah. It's literally that. It's like when you see Sheldon and all of them playing the Mystic Warlords of Ka'a.
No.
Or what is it like Klingon Zboggle or whatever? It's like no, just no.
Yeah.
Bridge too far, guys. Bridge too far.
This dragon movie is fun. Just like slow down.
But do you know what? I've actually heard that new Dungeons and Dragons movie is quite good.
I'm not opposed to seeing it. Again, and I'm not saying it's like next week you're going to hear AJ, yes, I'm finally playing the tabletop game. I'm always very interested in entering other people's worlds. When I say other people's worlds, like those franchises and IPs that I've heard of but never entered it, Warhammer, Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons, bring them on. I'm like, okay, let me see what it's about.
And speaking of bringing it on, your number 10.
All right, my number 10. As I said, I don't have a worse, people, so please don't judge me. That's supposed to come up. Aeon Flux.
Oh dear. Punt.
Okay, cool. Right, in at number 9. Gavin, I'm about to make your day, buddy.
Whoop.
Is it really taking this long for it to load for me today?
Punt.
Escape
Punt.
Fucking hell, okay. This is going to be an exciting show. And this one, I know you're not going to punt me because you said it's not on your list.
Hey, there you go.
There we go. Finally, AJ can talk. AJ can't even talk too much because it's still. Because, bro, I'm still basing it off of. I haven't seen the version you've told me to see. I'm basing it off of the version that is where, like, this film is too much to take in for me, but I appreciate it, and I feel the concept is to be appreciated. This is how weak my list is. Like, we're talking on a film that is yet to be appreciated. This, I feel, is like very much Godfather territory for me. Like, where it's like, there's a hype that I want to be on, but I can't get onto it. And because I can't get into it, I still haven't seen 2049. But I still respect the heck out of the concept.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of these robots, aka replicants, which are robots, and droids which walk the earth, and the value of what they are, like what makes you human. It seems like Ex Machina to the nth degree, you know, like they walk among us now, and I get it. And from what I saw, I appreciate it. It has this element. I can see what they're trying to do. It bugged me that I'm just like, you're dragging. And I hate the fact that you're telling me that if you watch this version, you'll appreciate it. I remember reading something that tells me about all 7 versions. And AJ Vision is trying to capture all 7 versions. And it's like, do I have to watch 6 versions? Because it showed me all 7. It says a different one to you. And I'm like, please don't do that. Because now that's 2 versions I need to watch on top of the one I've already watched. Do I need to watch the same film 7 freaking times? And at the end of that, I might still be like, I fucking hate this. Like, I might be saying the line before Harrison Ford until he goes, oh shit, that's the part I was waiting for. Fuck me, now it's amazing. Like, it scares me. But the concept of the film is interesting. It's a sort of sci-fi I would like to subscribe to, you know? Yeah. And that's why it makes the list.
Tell me, in the version you saw, did he... Oh, yeah.
Performances are awesome. Like, on paper, there's nothing wrong with it apart from it drags. To me, like it drags. It's like I can't. Do you have an anime on your list?
Yes.
I'm gonna be. I won't say nothing. Is it the anime that inspired this, or the anime that was inspired by this? Is it that one?
No.
Okay, right. Ghost in the Shell, which possibly could have made the list now that I thought of it now. I can't remember the years on that. Confused that one. It bugged me more than this in the way that I was like, you're still confusing the flying crap out of me. So I could appreciate it more. Between watching the inspiration and the live action, if you would, I'm still yet to learn. I'm very skeptical. Awesome idea, but the execution is just slightly off for me.
In the version you saw, did he have dreams about unicorns?
Not that I recall.
See, that changes everything.
Okay.
It changes everything. But here's how funny Blade Runner is, because they joked about it. You mentioned the Big Bang Theory before. They joked about it in the Big Bang Theory that, the 11th version of Blade Runner is out. And Sheldon's like, excuse me, I've seen 10 already. And Howard's like, but there's an additional 6 seconds in this version. Apparently completely changes the story. And it is like that. Bro, it's the strangest thing. The dream with the origami that he gets at the end completely changes the movie. These 2 little things that happen. It's like, okay, well, fine.
Do you know what? It has to be the weirdest film because like I'm just going to randomly pick one. Yeah, let's say Kill Bill. Let's say there's Kill Bill, the director's cut. Yeah, it's going to be she takes an extra slice of a sword. She's going to say an extra F-bomb. You know, Buck, you like to fuck. Like it could be anything stupid like that. You're like, you've not seen it. Blade Runner has to be the only film that literally, that extra 2 seconds has just changed the entire dynamic of a movie. The fact that you can answer whether this dude is a replicant or not based on the extra second. You know, it's like, it's like saying, have you seen the director's cut to Inception? You know it's spinning? It drops.
It's so true. It's so weird. Fucking true. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird, but talk about a cool piece of experimentation in cinema, right? Let's see how much I can change with as little as possible.
Do you know what? And I'm not promising it this year. And I don't know if you're up for it. But maybe in I'll give it 2 years because it's going to take me a while. Ranking the Blade Runner editions.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so up for that. I can't tell you.
I will either end up loving this film, or you will see the most negative version of AJ anyone has ever seen in their life based on that episode.
Hang on, I want to see all Blade Runner, all cuts.
And while Nico's doing that, what is your favorite edition of Blade Runner? Are you aware? Have you watched more than one edition of Blade Runner? Hit us up. I would love to know right now. Gavin is saying, there's apparently a scene in the director's cut of Alien that explains why there's no trace of Dallas when the alien got him. I preferred to not see that scene as viewers' imagination is always more powerful. That's interesting.
You said about that for sure.
Huh?
No, sadly, it doesn't exist. I wanted to find on Amazon every Blade Runner ever box set.
It should be. There should be a collection. There should be a collection.
Right, yes, but then it's the studio having a conflict with Ridley Scott, right? So, yeah. Anyway, that was your 8, yeah? Way too low, yeah. But okay.
Respect my reasons. I've not seen the right edition.
I get it. According to me, you may see my edition and go, fuck your origami. I don't know at this point. We might be having a hippopotamus moment here.
Yeah.
Bro, my number 7 is a movie I've recommended to you a few times over the course of the 6 seasons. Ethan Hawke and Sam Neill and Willem Dafoe in Daybreakers.
Yeah.
The poster is bullshit. Take The Matrix in 28 Days Later and you've got Daybreakers. No, you fucking don't. That's the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever seen on a poster. Take Blade and Equilibrium and you've got Daybreakers.
Equilibrium was a very weird film to me.
I know. But stylistically, it had something going on for it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm speaking specifically about the minimalist style that Equilibrium had such a hard-on for in its film.
Okay.
So Daybreakers, it's your type of movie. It's a vampire movie. It's very cool. We are living in a world where there's only vampires. Vampires rule the world. But we are coming to a point where blood is running out.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this one.
This is a very cool spin on the genre. It's kind of like a what if type thing. It's what if the world was ruled by vampires? Well, you'd have a fucking problem, wouldn't you? Because what are they going to feed on? Yeah. And you've got all of these really interesting things. Like the only people who can get sort of pure blood to feed on are the military. And you've got these scientists who are trying to come up with a blood substitute. Some of the vampires have taken to biting themselves and drinking their own blood, which is causing them to mutate horribly. It's really cool. And then so Ethan Hawke is kind of like this self-loathing vampire who just doesn't want to drink blood anymore because he's one of those guys who's like, no, there's got to be another way. This is barbaric what we're doing. And he finds some humans and together they try and fix shit. It's really good.
I just don't know why it's not made. For me, it's one of those that eventually I'll get around to it and I'm like, oh my god, it's awesome. There's nothing on what you said.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Get your finger ready on the punt button, my friend. My number 6, Back to the Future Part 2.
That's a punt. For anyone on punt, that's a definite punt.
Yeah.
So, right, my number 7, right?
Yes, sir.
This shows you how bad we are but set in 2014, I believe it was. Released in 1996. A man that you told me I've been too harsh on recently, Mr. Coors Light himself, JCVD in Time Cop.
Do you know what, dude? I tried watching this and I couldn't do it.
So have you seen it prior?
Yes, I remember having good memories of it, and it's all of its
This is all I am working
cheesiness.
off of. This is all I am working off of. I just remember probably not the most exciting time traveling film. I think even at least the one might have been more exciting than this one. But I still recall the idea of Jean-Claude Van Damme going around in time, even meeting himself at one point, I believe, and just kicking ass and just doing what he does through time travel. It was one of those weird films, and I am working off of muscle memory like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But I'm aware that, again, we're talking 1994, Van Damme time travel. I can see that joining all of these dots together is going to give you one cheese fest that in the 90s you will love. In 2023, you're going to be like, you what? But if I remember, it doesn't have parallel universe. It's just time travel in this one, doesn't it?
So I didn't make it all the way through upon rewatching because there was a point where they got beyond the year 2014, and I was like, "Ooh, does it count then?"
Yeah, but I think the majority of the film, correct? Then you wouldn't know. They go back to 2014 because
they do.
It is 2014. The film is majority set in. Do you know it's one of those things like if I was to play?
Bro, I'm not going to fight you over it. Don't worry.
It's one of those things. So the film is essentially in 94, and he is a cop in 94. Then he time travels into 2014, does some madness in there. Now the villain that he's chasing travels beyond into the future, and the world is wrong. Kind of similar to what we've just punted on. So then what do? You go back in time once again to correct it. They can stop it. It's kind of like, the age-old thing, and even when they said it in Endgame, what if you were to go back in time and, baby Hitler and... like, it's that kind of a... Yeah.
Have you seen a photo of baby Hitler?
No.
Really cute.
Do you know what someone said to me the other day? As it's one of those really cheesy jokes that goes out there. I mean, Hitler's not that bad. After all, he killed Hitler. But, yeah. So there are two bonuses out there. A cute baby and, yeah, he killed himself. But not much else to approve after that. But,
if you saw this baby... I'm going to do a screen share.
Here we go.
If you saw this baby, there is no way on... fuck, it's the different laptop. I'm going to have to do all these system preferences. No, you're not getting a photo of baby Hitler. He's cute. He's cute. If you saw baby Hitler, there's no way you could kill baby Hitler. No way.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But I take your endgame point.
Yeah. Oh.
Right?
There you go, guys. There you go.
He's cute.
Do you know what the weird bit is about
Mama, why you don't hug me?
Do you know the weird bit about it? It looks like he's got the trim and it looks like the mustache is there, but I still wouldn't kill him. Like, it's the weirdest thing that baby Hitler has the baby Hitler trim. He shouldn't. And I'm saying Hitler way too many times.
He's screaming and is standing here going, "Stop showing these fucking photos, you assholes!"
There's that. Plus, it's, oh my god, black man has access to my like, I have just ruined it for him. Oh,
Scheiße.
But yeah, so it's just weird time travel that sets off in 94, ends up in 2014. And at the time, it just seemed really cool. And it's one of those things, again, like you go back to the poster, you have this futuristic gun that I remember that makes everyone feel like, oh my god, 2014 is going to be so exciting. But Time Cop was not memorable enough to be like, hey guys, 2014, happy Time Cop here. So it was fun, but not groundbreaking. It's the best I could go for with this.
I hear that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen this movie. I actually do have fun memories of it, though. Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, The Island.
Yeah. Seen it?
Nah. Who directed it?
It's not a Bay movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I don't fuck with Michael Bay.
So is it you don't like it because it's a Michael Bay movie, or you didn't watch it because it was a Michael Bay movie?
Option number 2.
I actually really had fun. I actually enjoyed it. It was weird and confusing because it's so weird to praise a film and say it felt like a lesser Minority Report, but it did.
It would do. It's Michael fucking Bay.
But you have this island, like this very take elements of Demolition Man, which nearly made it, but I think we're like 2 years off from Demolition Man qualifying in this. Now I was like, fuck. So we're not far off from Demolition Man qualifying. But it's that same sort of harmonious world where it's very pure and very calm and very serene. It's that meets the Truman Show in a way, but it's essentially to do with a very calm and collected world where in this world, Big Brother isn't as bad as it was, but you know that it's very by the book. Everything goes by the book, and then Ewan McGregor starts to see that stuff aren't there. And I believe it's because he meets Scarlett Johansson. They get on really well. Then the next day he meets her, and something's like it's not reconnected, and it's all to do with clones and the way they've built this island. So it's not as great as it seems, and you start to realize the discovery of why they've done this, and why you believe that the Earth is completely purged and ruined. It starts to lead into, well, okay, so this safe haven that we're in and has been created isn't as safe a haven as we thought it was. It's not as pretty and harmonious as it was, and the more you go into it, the more it starts to unravel, and it kept my attention. It actually really did keep my attention to be one of those films that I was like, this is interesting. Okay, you've got me. This is something different, which I feel like in a current age we don't have as much different. You know, this was something that caught my attention. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Okay.
What you can add to it? Okay. Great. So that was my number 6. Over to you, sir.
My number 5 was a punt from earlier. Escape from New York.
Okay.
Talk to me, AJ. It's your first time having.
No. Remember, I watched it ages ago.
It's your first time since you've watched it ages ago.
Oh God, I didn't watch it again. That's why I still know where it's at. Like, I feel. Do you know what it is? I'm at this point where I feel the overhype of Snake Plissken. I think I felt for this strong connection that Kurt Russell.
You've just played Metal Gear Solid. That's the problem.
That's the thing. Kurt Russell was the human embodiment of what empowered one of my favorite video gaming experiences of all time. And when I was like, okay, so this is the groundbreaker. Like you see the eye patch. He's called Snake. Plissken is one of the villains from this. I was like, it's all coming together. Like, my God, this has to be the inspiration to Metal Gear.
David Hayter literally sounds like Kurt Russell.
Exactly. The flowing hair. He's literally built to look like you couldn't get more of a carbon copy without being completely different, essentially. Because where Snake in Metal Gear is the ultimate espionage master, this is just the rebel with a cause, or without a cause to a degree. He's being sent into this island, which is a huge prison, and he's got to save the president. And I feel that it was a bit off the mark. And I feel that, you know how we talked about Time Cop? The timing was, you need to watch it, or even Mad Max. You needed to see it in its time, or you needed to be of a certain age.
Okay, so I get where you're coming from, but whereas Time Cop has aged like milk, I believe this is aged more like wine, because this is Time Cop is not one of those movies where you would ever want to show people and be like, look how we want to make movies. You'd be like, no, let's pretend this didn't happen. Escape from New York is certifiably, for me, something you could show to a younger generation now and be like, this is what action movies used to be like. We didn't have big budgets and special effects. We had to rely on practical set pieces and big manly men doing manly things that you could buy into.
So here's the funny thing about it is I appreciate the dystopian feel that they had. I mean, it felt cheesier than Batman Forever in areas to me. Like, that's the part that kind of killed me. Like,
on par with, I'll give you that.
You don't want to give me that at all. But there was a level of cheese that I felt if you watched it at the right time, you can be on board with it. The same way I'm an unabashed fan for Batman Forever. But And I've watched it, and I'm like, I get the cheese, but it's still Batman Forever, dude. Like, don't do me that. Like, I will defend it till the cows literally come home. Having watched this for the first time, I was just like, oh, you're not. And again, when you say action, I felt it wasn't edgy enough. And there are other films in that era that had extra edge. To me personally, I just didn't feel like
Warriors. Is that what you were looking for?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But it just felt like something was missing. And for all the hype I've heard of Escape from New York, I was like, is this it? Like, dude, I get the part.
Seminal movie. Like, I don't get what you're not seeing.
If it hadn't been for the flipperoo of, wow, oh shit, I'm busy these past few weeks, I probably would have rewatched it, and who knows, it might have been number 4. Like, it might have been number 3. I would have just been like, I get it now.
So good. And Gavin Mann's right here. Carpenter and Russell, classic collaboration. Throw in Lee Van Cleef, Donald Pleasance, Harry Dean Stanton, Isaac Hayes, and Adrian Barbeau. You can't go wrong. I'm with Gavin on this, AJ.
Do you know, Gavin, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a time, and I'm not saying that you hate this film, did you, I'm not trying to call you out on anything, but did you say that you'd watch the film and you kind of get where I'm coming from? No, but I was just trying, I remember someone who had that view of Escape from New York. They were like, I saw it again, and I kind of get what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's a shit film. Like, to whoever it was who said that. You guys may still appreciate the film. I'm just yet to jump on board that. That's what I'm trying to...
For AJ, Snake Plissken is better than Batman. I said it, says Gavin Mann.
Okay. That hurt me, Gavin. That hurt me deep, bro.
Shouldn't have been singing Twilight Boy, bro.
I never sang it. Whoa. But yeah, all right, cool. I'm very much.
Oh no, it's Den the Tech who's doing his utmost to troll, isn't it? It's like, oh, he's still Twilight Boy for me. Shush.
No.
Shush.
No.
Oh, did you see the trailer for Penguin?
No, you posted it. That's to tell you how busy I am. I've not even had the time to watch a trailer.
Right. Trailer reaction time.
Okay. TV trailer reaction as well, guys, from a film TV show. Have you got all the connections, bro? Because you couldn't share Baby Hitler.
Oh, fuck, no. Leave it.
Till next time, guys. We'll post a link.
Really good. It's fucking excellent. Yeah, it's brilliant. So that was my 5, your 5.
So we talked about action heroes and who they are. It's time to bring in the big man. The one that you just missed the last time when you were in LA. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man.
Okay, so that is my number 4.
Yeah, cool. This is...
Every time I see his face, I'm like, I missed you by 15 minutes. Come on.
That would kill me. That would kill me.
It hurt so much. It hurt so much.
It must hurt if it's saying it now, let's be honest. Like, because that's a burner. And I'm not trying to rub it in by asking that, but I'm burning for you.
Bro, do you know, it hurts so much that I think I went into like some silent shell, because Den will have to correct me next time we're there, but I'm under the impression Den didn't even overhear that conversation.
Do you know, there are some certain... sorry, let me just see that comment before I go into it. Kevin's back to Arm with AJ. Thank you very much, bro. Yeah,
banger of an Arnie film.
It is, right. And that is the thing. But yeah, going back to it, this is the thing. Arnie is that guy. You know, I know I put Tom Hanks as my number 1 when it came to movie stars and whatnot, but there was just something about Arnold Schwarzenegger that you knew that there was an Arnie film, whether you weren't old enough to go and see it in the cinema or you were lucky enough to go see an Arnie in the cinema. You know, he's done stuff like Kindergarten Cop, so you could be able to watch it when your parents were like, that's all you're allowed to watch. You know, the Juniors, the Jingle
Put the cookie down now.
Yeah.
Put the cookie
like,
down.
It's all of that. Then you've got the action movies that are seminal, whether it is your Predator, whether it is your T2, whether it's your T1. You know, he's given you the feels in every...
True lies.
This is what I'm saying. And funny enough, like Total Recall and the other one that I would always think of is Running Man. I may even go as far as to say Running Man could potentially be my number 2 in the world of Arnie. I don't know.
Over Predator. Behave.
Do you know what it is? I'll tell you why. I'm talking from an emotional
And
standpoint.
certainly not over True Lies. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah, probably not over True Lies. Do you know what it is? I've seen Running Man a shitload more, and I love True Lies maybe. Ooh. Actually, I'm not going to rank it. I'm not going to rank it because I'm going to be hurting myself while I do that.
Right.
But going back, like, this was one of those films I thought was absolutely awesome.
That was fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Like, you know, it's so weird because I know you could go like really mega mad with like Battle Royale. You've obviously got the whole Hunger Games collection.
I mean,
you could go.
This is same levels of mad.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you've got all of those. I could go really shit and go with Rollerball, featuring Shane McMahon and Paul Heyman, and Oz from American Pie. But all of them to me are just, they're trying to do Running Man. I don't care which one came first. I don't care which one came after. Running Man is that blueprint to me.
I agree.
Film. It was absolutely freaking awesome. And I just remember the first time watching it.
Escape from New York tried to do Running Man.
Well, okay, there we go.
Think about it.
There we go. No, I respect you for that. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It just sticks. So again, for everyone who hasn't seen or unfamiliar with it, you've just heard the blueprint of all the films that it's around. This is what it is. It's a TV show that essentially is not Big Brother Elimination to Survive. People die. Last man standing is the winner. Hell, freaking even Stone Cold Steve Austin tried to do The Condemned, which was another cheap rip-off of fucking Running Man. The Running Man was everything. I just thought it was all kinds of.
It's great from the stupid idea that he somehow snuck through the airport without his passport, and they just saying, go on, go through. It's like, yeah, whatever, mate. And then the fact that a man as big as Arnie, they were trying to sell me on the idea that, he's a really good runner. I'm like, he's not Tom Cruise, though, is he? Like, behave. And then dropping. I think this is the Arnie movie where he says, I'll be back, like, so fucking much. It's crazy. But then you've got these crazy villains like Buzzsaw and Dynamo and Fireball. And it's like...
And you know what?
Yes, give me an opera-singing, lightning-wielding rapist. Like, I don't know why I needed that in my life, but I need an opera-singing,
you know what? You saying that as well has just reminded me of something. Where the others have this survival, where you have these villains like that. This was in the height of Gladiators as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not Gladiator the film, Gladiators. So you've had this stuff.
Speaking of which, you've just triggered me there. I was in Malta. They're in the process of filming Gladiator 2 at the moment.
Oh, that's a film I'm so torn by.
You know who's in it?
Go.
Denzel.
Interesting.
Do you know who's playing the Emperor? This is going to fucking sell you.
Go.
Barry Keoghan.
Hold on. Because this is all kinds of awesome. But is Gladiator 2 going to be the whole premise of this is him in the afterlife?
I have no fucking clue. I know that Barry Keoghan is playing an emperor, and I'm like, sold. Take all my money.
All of it is ticking boxes. That sounds like it should be awesome. I just want it to be awesome. And this whole him in the afterlife thing, and I'm down with fantasy. It just doesn't fit in Gladiator.
I'm with you. I don't want him in the afterlife. I just want a movie called Gladiator 2, which is going to be a similar type of thing.
That's all I'm looking for. If you give me that, I'm fine. I don't need fantasy in Gladiator because it wasn't sold to me as that movie. You know, like, now the deities have given me the, thank you Mars and thank you Jupiter. So I'm more familiar with my Aries and the rest. But,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, like, no, I just don't want that. But I'm down for it.
But Barry Keoghan.
But let's be honest, if Barry Keoghan and Denzel Washington are signed on, it's probably a film that makes sense. So do you know what I mean? It probably makes sense. But yes, Gladiators. It was that kind of Resident Evil villain that you had to overcome, but to the ultra extreme, where you could like cheer for Wolf when you're watching Gladiators on ITV. You're sure as hell not cheering for these killers in Running Man.
Who was that terrifying brother who was on
Shadow?
wasn't Shadow. Was it Shadow?
Shadow and Rhino. Shadow was first, and Rhino came after.
Saracen, I know, was there, but he was more like you. He was more kind of fairer complexion with the dreadlocks. Saracen wasn't scary. He was just a fuck.
Bro, it's Rhino. I'm telling you, it's Rhino. I'm sure.
Like dark as dark skin, mate. Like
Shadow. I said Rhino. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was
might have been Shadow.
It's literally
scary motherfucker. Like
Sorry,
Wolf.
we're gonna have to do this.
Wolf was like fun, but Shadow, I was like, nah, he'd fuck you up.
Do you know what? The funny thing about Shadow now is he doesn't look as dark as he used to. He doesn't even look as big as he used to.
No, he really doesn't. Was Nightshade one of the girls?
I believe she was. Sorry, Jet's the only one I ever cared about. I'm not gonna lie.
Lightning, mate. Lightning.
No, Jet was my girl through and through. Sorry.
Jet with the fucking mullet.
Oh, mate. And then she used to do games on the Jet.
Oh, mate, that mullet.
No.
I would. There's something about Mary, that mullet. Oh, mate, that mullet.
I did not say the mullet. I'm just saying it didn't matter what hair she was wearing. Jet, did Jet have a mullet? I don't think she had a mullet.
Yes, Jet had a full-on fucking mullet. Lightning was the one, bro.
No, listen. Sorry, no. Oh, mate. That is no mullet. Oh, Jet was the one. And then she went on to do thank you, Gavin. God bless you.
Jet didn't have a mullet. Which one had the mullet?
I don't know, but Jet was the one. And then
Lightning was the blonde one, right? She was cute.
Games, well, then she was the games mistress on that as well. Jet was the one for me.
Falcon. Thank you, Gavin. Yeah, I thought you were like perfect on Falcon. I was like, no.
Gavin, unless you've got like the entire list of people.
Man's got his Wikipedia page
really well. Oh, fuck off, bro. Oh, God. No. Falcon was not the one.
I was like, whoa. I had this vision of Falcon in my head and doing a fucking something Mary.
Now I get what you're saying. Something about Mary. I was like, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, big up Gavin on the brain power. For the UK Gladiators. I must admit, I tried to watch American Gladiators, which is what it was called over here. I someone found it was called American Gladiators over there. It didn't hit the same to me. I really enjoyed UK Gladiators.
Did you not find who it was Ulrichsen and who is her co-host?
Fashioner.
Did you not find it a bit racist the way he would always go auga?
But it's one of those things. It was the 90s. They probably said, "Oh, African,
black it up." Like
we want something a bit tribal for you. Like, I don't know.
Do you know it was one of those things? I was watching it baked a few weeks ago. Daughter not in the house, in case anyone's wondering. But I was watching it baked a few weeks ago, and my man just comes in. Ulrichsen's just like, "We'll see you next time," and he's like, "Auga!" I'm like, "The fuck." You've just completely taken me out of my buzz here.
I am not
sobered me the fuck up. Like...
I am not gladiator fit. I never will be. My mum had a friend who trained for it like 6 times. That poor guy had this really bad knee, so it fucked him up. I think he actually made it once. Actually, I need to try and find that episode.
Yeah, but they were crazy fit. Those guys. It was.
Yeah, I remember one. I'm sure it was a lady. She kicked us so much. Sorry, guys, for the tangent. But she kicked us so much they actually made her a gladiator. Like she kept winning. But out of all things, like Jill was fun, and you could always do that on an inflated. Was it Jill, the one with the big like?
Yeah.
That was always fun. But the one thing I've always wanted to do, Travelator, just like it was the one thing that people
had. Bro.
Huh?
You'll die. Have you never been on a Travelator?
Bro, it's the only thing I wanted to do. The rest of it, like all climbing that bouncing beams, I wasn't on it. The rings, I know I would drop straight away. My arm,
hang tough, look fucking evil.
I would die. But
the one I always wanted to do was.
Hey, Gavin is a G. Eunice, who won Gladiators, eventually became a gladiator herself. She's now a stunt woman in Hollywood working in big action films. Also, talk about full circle. Also has a cameo in Polite Society.
Nice.
Wow. Eunice was the one. Eunice, I remember. Gavin, big up, man. That Gavin.
It was Buster Reeves who I always remember. He came on like 3 seasons, injured in 2 of them, and then eventually went on to win it. And he was just so fucking head and shoulders above everyone. It was ridiculous.
That was cool. Do you know what?
It was that one where they had to like take the balls and put them in the little.
Yeah.
That looked cool. Until
yeah.
you got fucking
like a pyramid,
spiked.
you had to climb up it, yeah.
Not the pyramid. The pyramid one looked fun. This is like a flat. It's almost like a dodgeball court. There were like 5 goals, and you had to like slam the ball in. And if and you had the fear of Wolf literally spearing you out your boots.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking. I need to watch some old school Gladiator. I really do.
It's all on YouTube, bro. It's fucking great.
I'm gonna do it. Do you know what hurt me though? And this is the last bit, and then we're moving on to my
4.
Yeah, my number 4. I hated it when they put it back and they went from the gym mats to the water. It just didn't feel the same. I know it's for safety reasons, but I just couldn't get into it as much when I saw people dropping into pools of water.
Right. It's if I want water, I'll watch Wipeout.
Yeah, exactly that. Oh, Takeshi's Castle, also fun. Okay.
That's fucked up.
Right, okay. In at number 4, I think we probably have the same anime then. Because I think this was the one that triggered me again to be like, Future Past when I first saw it. Akira.
Punter.
Okay. Your number 3, sir.
A first-time viewing for me. And I took a step back and I'm like, am I being trapped in the thing I always accuse you of? The adrenaline prison. It's like something I've seen recently. And I actually reflected on this for a few days before putting it on the list, because instantly I was like, this is going to be high. I'm really digging this. And the more I kind of reflected and thought about it, the more I was like, no, I really, really like this film. Mission to Mars.
Why does the name ring a bell?
Well, you may have seen it. It's on Disney Plus. It's set in the year 2020. It doesn't seem overly futuristic, other than the fact that we are essentially, space traveling to Mars now. So, Don Cheadle. Is
Carrie-Anne Moss in this?
No, but Connie Nielsen, who doesn't look dissimilar to Carrie-Anne Moss, is in this. You've got Gary Sinise, you've got Don Cheadle, Tim Robbins, and Connie Nielsen. So good cast. It's directed by Brian De Palma. Yes, he of Scarface fame. And it really fucking works, bro. So Gary Sinise has lost his wife and he was meant to be going on a mission to Mars because of, mental health problems. They put him out. Don Cheadle goes in his stead. They find some shit on Mars. They find some freaky shit on Mars. And Don Cheadle gets trapped there. So they send Gary Sinise, Tim Robbins, and Connie Nielsen to go and get him. Bro, when I tell you, there are some scenes of tension in this movie which are not over-dramatized and overplayed. It's downplayed that makes them so like... Like when they're doing spacewalks, or when they're going outside of their ship to like repair it, or when you don't know who's going to make it and who's not because their ship's just blown up. It is so fucking tense. Like you're literally like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's really quite unnerving. And then what was wonderful is when they get to Mars, the big reveal is not what you think it's going to be. They take a very, very smart, calculated turn down the street, which most Martian films don't go. And I was like, I don't want to give too much away because I'm really recommending you see it, and I don't want to give away the ending. But, bro, it works. This film really works. It's poised. It's calm in its delivery. It's not overacted. It's visually very striking, despite being quite old. Really good.
I'm now torn because it's either I've seen, because what you're saying rings a bell in a few places, but then I'm also seeing Red Planet with Carrie-Anne Moss. Because I had to Google it to think if I made it.
Not this.
No. I'm just trying to think which one of, mind you, that is 14%. So maybe I don't know. I don't know. Interesting.
Gavin Man knows. Gladiators followed by Blind Date. Saturday
gonna
night
put
entertainment in the 90s with a pizza. Fucking A.
Big up
Fucking
Gavin. Gavin for the win. Gavin for the win.
Big up Cilla Black too. R.I.P. to the great lady.
R.I.P.
Big Tone in the zone. Yes, y'all. Hello, Big Tone.
How we doing, bro?
So yeah,
link coming later, Big Tone. Trust me. Sorry, it's just been a crazy day today.
Mission to Mars at number 3, bro. Get on it.
It's Disney Plus, it, yeah?
Yep.
Right. Okay. So this lady is going to appear for the first time. She's back to back in this for me. One of the UK's favourites, Miss Emily Blunt in Live, Die, Repeat, aka Edge of Tomorrow.
That's your number 3, yeah?
Yeah.
We're similar. It's my number 2.
Fair enough. Well, we're in good stead.
Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, All You Need Is Kill, marketing campaign, the worst in history, decide what the fucking title of your movie is, don't make a stupid, surrealist, this is not the end trailer. This is one of the great sci-fi movies, not just of the 21st century, ever.
And it's in a realm that you don't expect either of these lot to be in, and it works so well.
Well.
Like again, okay, I can't say Tom Cruise doesn't do sci-fi. I love Minority Report, but like it's one of those things that you're like, oh, where are we going? And again, not that it's a big killer, but you're right. The poster, nothing gives it that thing. You see these it looks like real steel. It looks like it's meant to try and be Pacific Rim. It just looks like it's not going to be the right thing. And again, sometimes, especially for me, I had kind of distance from Tom Cruise, not for anything else. I was just like, I'm done with the Mission Impossible movies. That's what he's doing. Now I feel like a fucking idiot because when I caught up, I was all over him. But like it was that followed by, okay, so this is just one of his filler movies in between. And it kind of even delayed it in when you were telling me, like, watch it. When I watched it, I was like, ooh, hello. Like, totally unexpected how good this is.
Right. Because really it suffered. I stand by the statement. It suffered the worst marketing campaign I have ever seen. The fact that this movie made over $500 million is testament to how powerful the word of mouth was. Because if you look at Box Office Mojo or Box Office Guru, the first few weekends of this movie, it wasn't like what the normal movie trajectory is, which is open super high. If you're good, you stay high for 2-3 weeks, and then there's a gradual fall off. This movie did it the other way around. Hardly anyone went to see it, and the word spread like, you need to see this fucking film.
Absolutely insane. So there's a couple of things here. Gavin says top 10 films with multiple titles. It's an interesting one.
It's not a bad idea. I'll put that in our maybe section. That's a nice idea.
If you could, bro, thank you. Because
I'm on it.
And D says 90 Saturday evenings were epic. Stars in their eyes, Blind Date, This Is Your Life, Gladiator. This is your life. I thought that was more of a midweek thing, after EastEnders. I'll give it to you. Gladiator is a 9 p.m. movie. You're not wrong, though, Big Toe. You're not wrong. I think we had the last of the good TV era. When you could enjoy a Saturday night as a family.
And the last of the great cartoons.
Great cartoons. Did I hear that Cartoon Network is coming to an end in the UK? Like, that hurt me when I heard that.
Didn't know it was still a thing.
I mean, it's weird. The cartoons that you have now aren't enough for me to
Bro, what have they got? Paw Patrol? Where's Cow and Chicken? Where's Dexter's Lab?
Powerpuff Girls.
Where is Powerpuff Girls?
I know it's cancellation territory. Johnny Bravo. Like, come on. Justice League. Beyblade. I didn't even do Beyblade. Pokemon. Like, they had everything. I know it became Tsunami, but it was all under the cartoon.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yeah. They really had it. Yeah.
What else did they have? Do you remember Johnny Quest? There's
now, it wasn't for me, but I know it was big. Johnny Quest wasn't for me.
Weirdly, I was on the fence about it, but I still somehow managed watching all of them. It was weirdly ahead of its time. But I think my one was Dexter's Lab,
Dexter's Lab was the original. Then stuff like Samurai Jack. It was like, you started to see this weird animation that was different. Yeah. And Dexter's got me in. And then Johnny Bravo followed. then Samurai Jack.
Johnny Bravo was so good.
I swear to you, though, and I say this now, it's weird because they've now taken the mantelpiece for me. There was one episode of the Powerpuff Girls that literally it was Mojo Jojo having like one of the worst days ever. But I recall having tears of laughter in my eyes, and I was just all over the Powerpuff Girls from then on. Like they were, yeah, it was gold. But you're right. I think Dexter.
Who is your girl?
Is it Blossom Green?
Buttercup was the green one.
Yeah, Buttercup's right about that.
Bubbles was my girl.
I need these are the other stuff that just need revisiting, man. I love the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that they should make a movie of.
Do you know they was going to do a CW version, a CW TV show?
Not a CW movie.
It got cancelled, and recently
I
saw something, and it had me hunting because I got really excited. Some were saying the Marvels is the live action Powerpuff Girls. And I was like, behave.
Legitimately, yes. Yes.
Don't do that to the Powerpuff Girls. The most disliked.
I like that trailer for the Marvels.
I don't have a beef with it. I do need to finish Miss Marvel. I do need to finish Miss Marvel before I hit that. But no, I'm up for that one.
So that was your 3, my 2, your 2.
My number 2. I said back-to-back Emily Blunt. A Quiet Place.
Oh, mate, nice shout.
Yeah, A Quiet Place.
What year is that set?
I think the film was released in 2014 and it was 2020. I believe it's something like that. It wasn't too far in the future. It's like a couple of years ahead. Yeah. But there is something, while you fact check it, there is something about A Quiet Place that I just really like. I remember you getting excited for A Quiet Place too, and I hadn't even heard of A Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah.
And when I finally had the opportunity to watch this, I was all over it. And I think when we were talking female-led movies, that's when I finally got a chance to do Quiet Place 2. And I remember the missus going, what's going on? What is this? And I'm like, it's A Quiet Place 2. So we're going to watch a movie together, and I've not seen the first one. And I was like, I'm very happy to show you A Quiet Place 1. And we back-to-back those motherfuckers in one go. So it's something, Krasinski, credit to you, bro, for what you have made as a director. I can't say, like, I knew a lot of you, I've seen a lot of his films or anything, but that...
well, he hasn't done many. That was his first film, A Quiet Place.
Yeah, but yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know how many other films he's directed, but that hit me, man.
If rumors are to be believed, well, it's not even a rumor, it's speculation. I think he's going to direct the Fantastic Four, but not star in it.
That's also fine. Hello, Billy. Hi, Billy. How are you? Hi. I care, Billy. I actually care that you're back. Just in case you're wondering, Billy. Sorry.
Good to have you back, Billy. You heard Adam Driver's potentially going to be Reed Richards.
I am not opposed to that. Sorry, My Life as a Courgette / My Life as a Zucchini, French stop motion animation in 66 minutes. I've heard this was... Gavin, thank you for that, because that was around the time when we were talking Oscars and we first started. I remember that being, I think it was a winner, but I've not got around to seeing it, so I will check that out. That's a nice
Ford versus Ferrari, Le Mans 66. That's another good example.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome to the Jungle, the rundown. That was great, but
this is a bit of fantasy film booking here. Nico and AJ, how can you picture Adam Driver as John Rambo and Tarantino's First Blood?
So just before we answer that, Billy, we are at film number 2. Just at film number 2. My number 2 at that. That is interesting. So is that Tarantino's number 10? Is First Blood going to be his number 10? Or is that just fantasy booking?
We're fantasy booking here,
okay.
I believe. I've not heard anything about this.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Gavin, Le Mans 66 is great, isn't it? I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate.
What's interesting about that? If you said to me, Adam Driver in Rambo, I'd say, get lost. But if you're telling me in First Blood, where it's a character piece...
Yeah. Where he's not going, Rah!
Yeah, no, you're actually giving me something that I can work with. Now, if we were gonna like work on a
Adam Driver is a brilliant actor.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we're going to work on the franchise, then I'm inclined to say no because I can't see him. But mind you, Keanu became an action star out of nowhere.
The greatest of all time, according to Twitter.
Yeah. But I love how Billy's answered this. Hannah's going, "Oh, interested," followed by, "No." Followed as Rambo. You give us a great idea to shut the shit right down.
Adam Driver is skinny, though. Would you care to look at Christian Bale in the Fighter and then look at him in Batman?
This is what I'm saying. It's hard for me to picture him as that guy, but you don't have to be.
All of this fat, skinny, muscle, not muscle is not a thing in Hollywood. They literally have pills to fix this shit.
But here's the question. So, answering Billy's question before I go deep into it. Did I know it was a book? No, Billy. No. I did not know that First Blood was originally a book. That's really interesting in itself. The thing that I know people who have joined the army. They're fit, but they're not necessarily the most jacked guy that's out there. So yes, when you picture the blueprint and you've got Stallone with arms bigger than most people's thighs or body, yeah, I get what you're saying. So to be the follow-up, it doesn't do that. But there's nothing to say you can't be a SEAL.
In First Blood, he wasn't big.
Yeah.
He wasn't big. He got huge in Rambo 4. Like, whoa.
Especially for his age, he does amazing. But
he's crazy.
I get where you're going.
Do you realize he's about to be 80? Like,
don't, because that scares me.
Yeah,
I don't want to be deep, but
yeah, mate.
There's gonna be. Do you know there's gonna be this wave? Like, now that you say that, and I'm not
De Niro, Pacino, Schwarzenegger, Stallone.
But those guys, yeah. But I mean, there's an age gap between De Niro and Schwarzenegger. I thought, but. That's the first thing that scared me. I was like, Pacino and De Niro, fuck me. Eastwood, like, oh, Jesus Christ. Shatner, but it's that thought of
how Shatner and Eastwood are still with us is beyond me, like Touchwood and all that.
Indeed. But it's, when I heard Bruce Willis had to retire from
very sad
from film and what he's going through. Again, but it is Father Time. Before you picture him as like a young 60-year-old man, still like a young 60-year-old man. That's a bit of a contradiction, but now that I'm hearing it, I'm thinking, oh shit, it's still a very sad story. But I'm like, oh god, they are at that age where these are the sort of stuff that start to kick in.
Mm-hmm. And asking about Rambo 6, I only saw Last Blood once, but I thought he died.
I thought so.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I was under the impression that he died.
Doesn't strike me as the guy who gets Rambo Jr., so I don't
know. Right, so that was your 2, AJ. Yes, A Quiet Place.
Indeed.
Right, so you don't have a worst.
No, I don't have a worst.
Long time
and
ago.
Yeah, just before you say anything for your worst, guys, A Quiet Place, if you haven't seen it, get to see it. It's in a world where you can't make noise, and this family are on an expedition to not only survive, she's pregnant and she's about to have a baby. How do you keep a baby quiet? That's what I'm going to say. Sorry, over to your worst. I just realized we tangented like fuck, so I just had to bring it back.
Long time ago. Before there ever was the Mount Rushmore, yo. There were 2 boys filming in Fulham doing a TBT about Rumple's nuts and Aeon sucks.
If I could ever encourage anyone to go back and watch an episode of Throwback Thursday, Aeon sucks.
Hashtag, I just want to know if you exist. The first proper on-screen meltdown of the silver screen dudes.
Yeah, good point, Andy. Yeah, Harrison Ford's another one who's up there. That is really going to shock the world, buddy.
I mean, he needs to be done now with Indy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That. I thought you were going to say done with life. I was like, bro, calm down. But yes.
No. He needs to be done with Indy now. This is silly.
Yeah. The fedora and the Zimmer frame, like that.
Aeon Flux. So I actually regret using Equilibrium as a point of reference earlier, because this is like everything that was bad about Equilibrium is in this movie. This is like your most generic cookie cutter slice of bad comic book era movie. I mean, this is the female Phantom as far as I'm concerned. This is, but it is, bro. It is so fucking bad. They haven't done any martial arts choreography or training. Like every time she hits, it's a jump cut. They haven't invested anything into the sets. It looks like they've literally walked into IKEA and just put random stuff in and said, it's futuristic enough. The effects are awful to the degree that on some of the green screen, there's actually clipping. There's clipping on the character's green screen. It's like, I'm sorry, this is a multi-million-dollar Hollywood movie. I appreciate the green screen is still more of a new thing, but you do not allow clipping to make it into your movie. That's why you do reshoots. Like, there is nothing redeemable about... But what about Charlize? Despite Charlize, there is nothing redeemable about this fucking movie. Rumple's nuts and Aeon sucks.
It was all kinds of terrible. I remember the hype, and going back to what Billy said, it was like an animated series on MTV. I don't think it actually made it over here, but I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing it's from a comic book. I remember hearing these origins, and you're like, this is kind of like, let's be honest, Charlize Theron is someone that, for me at the time, I've kind of fallen off with Charlize a bit recently, but it was something where you're like, this is something worth watching. You know, let's go for it. And I just thought, without looking at all of the film stylistic errors, I was just like, this is terrible. This is boring. Excuse me, just lost a bit of my voice. I was like, what is going on here?
This was so what you were suggesting that Tom Cruise might have been doing with Edge of Tomorrow before you saw it. You're like, oh, it's one of his paycheck movies. Oh my God, this is a paycheck movie.
Exactly that. Exactly that. It is exactly that. It was just a case of, oh, no, Charlize, no. And like when you think of it, it's like you're the person. Oh God, I was going to say Italian Job. That's probably not the best example. But you're like you're the lady who done Monster. Like you can do good films. What is this? Why?
What is this? Literally, what is this?
This is Uwe Boll territory without being directed by Uwe Boll. Like you are a very, very bad video game movie. Well, that's not a video game movie. It's a comic book movie. Yeah. That's why you didn't touch it. It was just bad.
Outside of Monster, is Charlize Theron overrated?
For some reason, I'm thinking of her in another film, and I can't think what it is. That's why
she's so universally loved, by myself included, but she's also guilty of very, very frequently churning out not bad, just meh.
We're going to talk Fury Road, maybe.
Fury Road's a good shout. It's a very good shout.
She's done something else. There's something else that made me have respect for Charlize Theron, and I can't think what the flying fuck it is.
I love Charlize, don't get me wrong, but there's just this little part of me that's like, considering the longevity of her career and how long she's been around and how many movies she's done, I can count on one hand or less how many ones I'd actually be like, watch that.
Has she done a period piece? Is there a period piece that I'm forgetting?
It is a good question.
I'm thinking like Joan of Arc or something. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. She is like, even when we go back to it, I'm thinking now, like the reason Italian Job comes into my head because as bad as the film was, she was a hot blonde worth watching. I know that sounds really bad, but it's the truth. I'm just trying to think what the fuck she's done that stood out to me. I did want to see Bombshell. I'm not going to lie.
Fast and the Furious.
Hancock. I've not seen Mighty Joe Young.
But you see, look, I'm looking through all of it, and it's just like there's nothing bad in here. It's just meh.
They're not game changers either, though.
Kubo and the Two Strings, to be fair, was good, but that's a voice performance. But you know, it's like you look Dark Places, like A Million Ways to Die in the West, and
Bag of Vance,
Snow White and the Huntsman. Vance, right? No.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. Oh,
you know what I mean?
I don't
Devil's Advocate. Devil's Advocate's a good shout. Devil's Advocate is a good shout. I had fun with that. I wouldn't call it a great film, but I had fun with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I can't even
Men of
remember
Honor,
her in Men of
AJ.
Honor. So that just tells you what's it. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Charlize Theron the Idris Elba of ladies?
I would
Universally
say that,
loved, universally loved,
but
but
do you know what she doesn't have that Idris has? It's a TV career worth mentioning. So it makes it worse.
but she has an Oscar that Idris lacks.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm in the middle of watching Molly's Game, and Idris ain't doing too bad in there. He's not the star of the film, obviously.
No,
but,
he is the world's best backup dancer. How often do we need to say this shit? Like,
yeah, very interesting film. Very interesting film,
isn't it?
bro? I'm halfway through, and I'm like, ooh.
You met Mr. X. You met Mr. X, yeah.
Player X, of course.
Yeah. You know who that is, right?
I remember you saying it before.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm watching him. I'm like, you fuck. And I could picture that guy. I can picture him saying,
right.
I don't like poker. I just like. I can picture him doing it because it's like, you smarmy little prick. You were definitely like, I know exactly who you were in school. Like, I can see yeah.
Right.
Yes, my spidey senses are tingling right now. You fuckwit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how that's not more of a bigger deal. Like, I don't know how it is we can cancel JK for saying something that she didn't actually say or write, but a guy who's literally bankrupted people, and people are like,
for fun,
get him back into Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm like, do you know what he's done?
I don't think people do, though. Somehow or another, he was able to just get away with it. I don't know how, because I remember hearing, like, I remember you saying it before, and then I saw him on this. I was like, oh, you're lucky because you are Spider-Man, and this works for the purpose of this story. That is my, you get one. It's kind of like me in LA Confidential with He Who Shan't Be Named to me. Like, I didn't want to see anything else you're in. Like, I appreciate you in American Beauty and everything else that you've done, but I don't want to see anything else that you're doing. I saw that and I was like, I don't like you, but you're fucking doing the business in that film, And I think that's Maguire's one pass. That's the one veto you get from me, Toby. I don't care what you're going to do now. If they do Multiverse 2, I need to see you die. Like,
shit. Wow. All right, cool.
How can we continuously support this guy? Let's be real.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
My number one, the pun from earlier, Akira. One of the all-time great anime movies. An amazing but dark depiction of what future Tokyo could be like if the Yakuza were to take over and if industry was to collapse. An amazing look at friendship going the distance, and an amazing look at and an amazing piece of commentary on what nuclear weapons can do, right? Like, this movie has everything, and one of the great chase scenes ever.
Yeah. Especially for animation, this is quite impressive. Even though you have more liberty in an animation than you would in real life, but it's weird to say that an animation has one of the best chase scenes. Can I say something to you that might hurt you really badly?
Shoot,
there was one film that I wanted to hit that could have made my list of something I wanted to watch, and I didn't get the chance. So as I said, life didn't permit it. Do you know there's one other film that I really thought was going to be on your list? The animated Transformers movie. I believe it's set in 2015.
That hurts.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be a prick, but yeah.
No, that stings. Oh, that stings so much. Hang on. What year is?
So while you fact check me on that one, Akira, I saw when we were doing top 10. Was it animated Japanese or anime movie? Yeah, anime. Movie. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I felt like the hype was. Put it this way, it was I felt like there was too much hype in the film, but I wouldn't say it was a shit film. It's again, it was something I didn't know how to take it first, and I think it was getting in touch with the story, and then joining the bits together as to what was happening. Once I was on board, I was like, this is really good. And I think I need to rewatch it now that I understand what I'm looking at from the very beginning. Because I was constantly looking for who Akira was. Did I get the year right as well?
No, 2005.
2005. Okay, wrong. Off by 10 years.
Changing my number one.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
God
I know that was near and dear to you. If it was any other film, I'd have been like, allow it. Any other film, you could have forgotten. You could have forgotten Blade Runner and left it off everything. That one, I'm like, that's Nico poetry.
God damn it, man.
But yeah, it was a very interesting film. I just find it weird to have a title character that was to be seen, kind of thing. That was what was bugging.
Well, you see it at the end.
Yeah,
The second coming of.
This is it, and that's what bugged me. I was really expecting something. Okay, we got there. I see what you're doing. It's a very good story, but then I know this sounds bad, potentially a tad too conscious for what I was looking for at the time. Like I was just on a wild ride. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. You could give me something like Grave of the Fireflies. You're conscious as fuck, and I take it. I'm like, oh, that's where we're going. But then again, another one that was like too conscious for me, but it's just because my expectation was expecting something kind of light-hearted in the vein of like Hercules or something. Was Prince of Egypt. I remember thinking that was going to be a really When I watched that, I was like, wow, this
great film. I love that film.
Different kind of film, and that's one of those films I feel I need to rewatch because I came in with the wrong expectation. Animation
I love that film.
does not always mean exciting. Animation doesn't not mean you won't get your heart broken. You know, that's the thing about it, and that's what I need to do with Akira and both Prince of Egypt. I need to give them a second viewing.
Top 10 animation movies that will break you.
Well, we already know number one, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Transformers.
Redemption shall be mine.
Absolutely. Nothing made me cry like Optimus Prime dying. Motherfuckers, what? Like, how dare you kill the big guy? What's wrong with you? Cool. You're number one.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, do I have a week?
Your favorite movie ever?
Yeah, I've got some good films in here, but overall, I feel that it's not my best show. I always hate when I don't have a AJ has found this amazing film from 1952 or the first, whatever future set movie. Oh shit! You know that French film we saw, the French silent movie. Oh, that technically, I'm guessing, like Mission to the Moon or something. That was probably set in a future that passed.
It probably was, you know.
I figure we missed it. Yeah, we missed out on that. Pity, but yeah, like I knew no matter what, no matter how. Even if I remembered or got the year right for Terminator 2, Back to the Future Part 2 had to be my number one. Would I fight for it to be on a Rushmore? We're not doing a poll, so it's maybe not as effective to say.
It should be on a Rushmore. I think because of the name, it should be on a Rushmore.
Yeah. But it's that, like, there is nothing that's... I think of nostalgia, I'll think of Home Alones, I'll think of, like, your Kindergarten Cops, but there is something so special about Back to the Future Part 2 for me, that this futuristic view, and it just seemed ultra cool. It's the way they do that. It's the way he goes back in time, and when he goes to look for his magazine and, the sports almanac, ooh la la. Everything about it just has cool. Yeah. Even when I brought the trilogy and I watched them one after the other, I was like, okay, I understand. I now see how good one is, and 2 is just a carbon copy, but they went forward instead of back. Like all of it,
but not even. They go forward for maybe 15 minutes of the film. That's it.
Yeah. But that 15 minutes to me was just so cool. And to the world, like hoverboards, like the minute I can't remember what those fucking things were called now, but everyone was like, it's the Back to the Future hoverboard. People talked about, I think the trainers that Marty McFly had was released on Back to the Future Day. Now, the same way I talked about how Time Cop, no one says, hey, this is Happy Time Cop year. I feel like such a dickhead that I didn't watch Back to the Future Part 2 on that day. I didn't go anywhere to celebrate Back to the Future Part 2 on that day. I think there was an exhibition or something going on that day. I know there's a Back to the Future exhibition now, but to have acknowledged that day on the day that it was there, like the world, it's coming in a week or two. I'm hoping you play a Star Wars game on that day. Like, may the fourth be with you. We had a Back to the Future 2 day, and it's something, because the love I have for it, even though I didn't celebrate it on that day, I am very thankful to have been fortunate enough to have lived to have seen that futuristic day, and so, I don't care what it feels to the world. Yeah, Back to the Future Part 2, man.
I get it. I know it's your favorite movie, so I'm not about to shit on it, but so a few things. No, there's no shitting. But a few things. One, yes, Daddy Goo is on track at the moment for that platinum to happen on May the 4th.
Salute.
It's tough. It's very close now. You know what I mean? I got like 10 days. It's fucking tight. But I'm on track as it counts. The thing I was really freaking terrified of doing, a stupid trophy that I had to do, I managed to get last night. Wrapping at 1:30 a.m. I was like, the things I do for YouTube.
Bro, I know that feeling.
Oh, now, with Back to the Future Part 2. Prior to this, I'd only seen it once, and I rewatched it for this with very much you in my conscience. I was like, this is AJ's favorite movie. Come on, let's get behind this. It just doesn't stack up to the original for me, bro. There was this charm that the original had that I thought the second one didn't manage to replicate, and yet somehow completely ripped off. Like, the third act in that film was literally just copy and paste Back to the Future 1. Bro, he literally goes back in time, and they're relying on the gags from Back to the Future 1.
It is. And it's weird because I saw Back to the Future Part 2 first, kind of like Terminator 2, and I think this is why they kind of stick to me as like the nostalgia acts. And it made so much more sense when I watched them in order, and see it. I was like, oh, of course, now I get it. You're right. You are right. Nothing that you're going to say is wrong. It just sticks to me. It's just a warm.
That's cool. Listen, I like the idea that you've made your millions off of a sports almanac. The idea in itself is very good. Also, watching it when
sorry, Billy's
Trump
question
comment
is perfect.
Trump comment.
For those on pod, Nico and AJ, did Biff being the boss predated Trump? It even looks like Trump. It's kind of fit.
The thing I found cute about Back to the Future 2, not cute, but like funny, haha, is so in Avengers Endgame when they're like, it's not Back to the Future, that's not how science works. Well, it's really funny that they cracked that joke when their entire fucking timeline logic is based off of Back to the Future 2. So, when in Endgame, what's his name? Bruce Banner goes to see the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
And she explains the timeline and what happens when you veer off it. I'm like, yeah, Doc Brown called. He says you're 30 years too late with that idea. Because they are literally on a drawing board plotting out a timeline and showing how there can be diverging paths and how to correct them. I'm like, you motherfuckers, not only did you reference
down to those correctional parts, like where Hulk opens the door and knocks out Stark and all of that shit. It's very much in the same vein of where something happened to Marty and this, that. It was so to the same point. It's like, yeah.
And Billy, no, we're not going to put all three movies together, even though I get your logic. They are 2 days apart. 3 movies, 3 entries.
But the 3 endings, and to be fair, the only other part to it as well, it's only part 2 that goes into the future. So it wouldn't be fitting for the other 2 to be in there. One goes way back in time.
Yeah. Still haven't seen part 3.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing
and that's why I won't do it. For someone who rates it as his favorite movie to then say the follow-up is like...
It's fun, but again, it's fun for me. Put it this way. It's a lot like seeing was it Superman 4, where he takes on the whatever he takes on. It was cool at the time. The more you grow up, the more you're like, what is this? And just trying to do Back to the Future does a Western. It's in a part where Westerns were still something. What does it mean now?
There is that part in Back to the Future 2 where Doc legitimately says, I wish I didn't have to destroy my time machine. I would have always wanted to go back to my favorite era. And he describes Westerns, right? So they do kind of nod the hat. But you know what? I'll probably watch it when we have to finally do top 10 Westerns. I'll be like, stick that in there.
You've just given me my number one. I'm going to piss off so many people. Guys, by the way, while we're on number ones and everything, do drop your Rushmores. I think we've only got one so far. Yeah, so here we go. For all my knowledge, Billy, I was unaware that Back to the Future had an animated series. Completely that's new to me. I've actually done myself a real disservice because last year, July 3rd, my birthday, was going to be the last day Back to the Future was in the theatre, the play, the musical, and I was adamant to make that my birthday gift. Then I saw a poster saying it's been extended, and because of that, I've not gone to see it, but I'm really down for it. And my mate John, who you know, who's like Mr. Bond, he's seen it.
Oh yeah,
and he goes, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's an awesome place. So who knows? I may do it a year out and just like be. Actually, no, I've spent too much money on entertainment this year. Well, and I've got to say one more. One more.
Yeah, I'm pissed off about the next one. I'm not going to lie, but anyway.
I had a feeling you would be, but yeah.
Oh, I'm furious that those fuckers have got more money out of me, but it is what it is.
I didn't say it's as bad. I just said it's when you look back. So Big Tone is getting a bit pissed off because he's like, nah, fuck off. Back to the Future is nowhere near as bad as Superman 4. I'm like, it's stuff that you see like, cool when you were younger, not as great later on. That's all I'm saying. No, Superman 4 is not Back to the Future Part 3. There is a huge difference.
You don't like Nuclear Man? Right, let's Rushmore this. Yeah. You can take Back to the Future. That's absolutely fine. I got no issues with that.
Okay, cool. I'm still going to take note of it just because even if we don't poll it, it's good to have it.
Well, we can poll it on Spotify for the time being.
Yeah. Where are we? Sorry, I should take.
I would like Running Man on there.
So look, Running Man, I'm down with. Running Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just a bit better than the other film that has the same rhythm to that.
Uh-huh.
I would also say Live, Die, Repeat, like it was on both our lists.
Edge of Tomorrow, I'm fine with, yeah. But then again, Escape from New York was on both of our lists as well, AJ.
Listen, I was going to say you could take the final slot. But just for the benefit of everyone asking, I did also have
Akira.
Mind you, saying that.
No, we're not putting Blade Runner on this list.
I was going to say, if I don't put Blade Runner on there, then my number one has a chance of winning.
Yeah, right. Blade Runner has no business being on this list because it will kill.
So we could do Akira, or we could do Escape from New York.
Oh, what the fuck?
I was going to say, what the frick happened there?
Good evening.
So,
what
Billy,
the hell?
What about Escape from New York and LA? I've not seen LA. I've not seen Escape from LA. So
this sucks. There we go.
Oh, there you go. That's good to say. I thought the key ran out there.
First Blade Runner, Billy.
So also, Billy, it's got to be the first Blade Runner because 2049 is yet to come.
Leave Blade Runner off. You can pick AJ. Akira or Escape from New York.
Akira was your number one. I was going to go down the I was going to go down the Escape from New York route because I know a lot of
Let's
people.
do it. Let's do it.
All right. I'm interested to see where it lands.
Yeah. Cool. So the poll is going to go up onto Spotify this week, guys, and I will share a link to that on Twitter once we have.
Sorry. Kevin is like, New York, do it.
Do it. Yeah. Yep. So the poll will be up on Spotify and we will share it to Twitter. But for now, AJ, ladies and gentlemen, the official movie Mount Rushmore of movies set in a future that is now past in no particular order is
Running Man.
Our second entry is
Edge of Tomorrow.
Our third entry is
Back to the Future, Part 2.
Our final entry into the movie Mount Rushmore of movies set in a future that is now past is
Escape from New York. It could have been Akira, but
cool.
It scares me on that as well. So yeah, it's locked in. So a few things that
bring it home.
RJ Ferenci said Blade Runner, I believe that's Demolition Man, Back to the Future Part 2, Running Man, Terminator 1 and 2.
Demolition Man is not set in a future that has now passed.
Yeah, so we've still got a few years to go. Attack of the Killer Mutant Chicken. Oh, that makes the honorables. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Gavin. And we've then got No Escape, Ray Liotta, The Sixth Day, Flight of the Navigator, I Am Legend, Isle of Dogs, Back to the Future Part 2, The Running Man, A Quiet Place, Escape from New York. I need to see that one. Do you know what it is? I'm not going to lie. The poster keeps throwing me off each time I need to see it. It just looks cheesy. It really does. But yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Bring it home.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. So look out for a link below where you'll be for the best of the best of the best. El Capitan and Numero Uno through Spotify. And you know what? We might even do it through Insta if you guys want to follow Silver Screen Dudes there as well. But either way, get voting, and next week the winner shall be crowned. Until then, we're just going to wrap it up, guys. So I am the one AJ Anthony Jordan.
Keep it right here on the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast for our announcement on May 16th. It's a game changer.
Big phone. Look out. I'm going to send you something in a few minutes. I just need 5 minutes to sort out my life and I'll be back. So until then, guys, till next week, we are back. Oh, do you want to announce the topic for next week before we go?
Yes. The topic for next week is kind of a good one. The topic for next week is Top 10 Comedies of the 21st Century.
It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one, actually.
You'd be surprised how thin pickings it is.
Comedy's died, and we talked about that the other day. But okay, guys, it's going to be National Laughter Day or National Laughter Week that week, so let's make it a good one. But until the next time, as I said, AJ, Nico, we are out. We are.
Follow Daddy, go.